clear is your thinking under pressure? Kathy had an interesting experience last week while on a trip, and her emotions hijacked her thoughts. She kept doing the same thing over and over and having the same result. But once she took a moment to think differently, she was able to engage her whole brain. Enjoy her funny story with a great reminder.
Hello, my friends. Thank you for joining me for another fun episode. I'm Kathy Rhodes, and today I hope I can bring a little laughter as well as a learning lesson to today's episode. So today what we're going to do is we're going to think differently about how we react under pressure. Now, if you follow me on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook and the Reels especially, you would have seen a video that I posted a few days ago. It was an experience that I had at the gas station. We're going to post the link to this video here in the notes, but just to give you a little recap, I went on a trip this past weekend, and on the way home, I stopped to get gas about 15 minutes from home, and I lost my car keys right there at the gas pump. I totally lost my car keys. The video shares, I looked everywhere. It shares all kinds of fun emotion, but I got a little frantic because, first of all, I did not go inside the gas station. I was just next to my Jeep, gassing up my vehicle. How can you lose your car keys? They were not in the ignition, by the way. That's a legitimate question, but they were not in the ignition. I called my husband because I'm like, help me figure this out. I know you're not here, but help me figure it out. I am so frustrated, I guess, and embarrassed with how I handled this very frantic moment. Thankfully, it wasn't life or death, but it was embarrassing. It was so embarrassing. And here's something else: is nobody noticed. Nobody noticed me. I mean, I was going through the garbage can next to the gas pump. Nobody asked, what are you doing, or can I help? Or I was looking under the car. I was trying to stay calm on the outside, but I was so frantic and so frustrated with myself. Do you ever get this way? Is it just me? Do you ever get this way? So here I am, can't find my car keys. They should be right in my pocket. They should be right here. I cannot make my brain think. Now, to be honest, I thought I was doing pretty good. I moved the seats up and down. I looked under the vehicle. I went through pockets. I went through the trash can twice. I called my husband. I mean, thankfully we had a spare set of keys, so he got in the vehicle with the keys. But what I was really doing was the same thing over and over again. I mean, that's the definition of insanity, isn't it? Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting the different results. I looked in the ignition probably 20 times. I went through my pockets 20 times. I looked I did all of this multiple times, thinking that maybe I missed it. Now my keys hang on this wristband. So, I mean, there's like a length to the keys, and it's pink and it's bright, and it's not, you can't miss it. It's not just one little key, okay? But I was going insane. I kept doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. So I did get a hold of John, and he found the spare keys, and he said, "Hey, I'm gonna get in the vehicle, load up the dogs, get in the vehicle. We're gonna meet you over at the gas station. No worries, they'll come up." So as I'm sitting in the vehicle with nothing else to do but either recheck the places I already checked or just think, I did something different. What I did was I started reenacting what I did when I got to the gas station. Like literally in my head. Now I didn't do it physically, but I was like envisioning this reenactment. So I was in my driver's seat, and I thought, okay, I know I pulled the keys out of the ignition because I always do. And then what do I usually do? I usually put this wristband on my wrist. But I didn't have my winter jacket on. So the next thing I did is go close my door, open the back door where the jacket was, and I put the jacket on. And at that point, I literally was doing this in my car and thought, oh, I grabbed my wrist and found my keys. I did put it around my wrist. And when I put the jacket on, it pulled down my sleeve and tucked in. My jacket's so bulky that It wasn't tight. It wasn't noticeable. It wasn't dangling. It literally was on me and I didn't feel it. I didn't even know it. So humbly, I called my husband back. Just so happens he was only like a mile from the gas station. Sweet little man, sweet old man, sweet little man. Neither one of those words really fit. Sweet man he is. Says, no worries, glad you found it. I was laughing because I laugh when I'm stressed. And I was so embarrassed. I was so humbled. More so because I teach this stuff. I mean, this is emotional intelligence. It's pausing and taking a breath and allowing things to flow through your whole brain, not just the emotion section of your brain. That's called the limbic section, by the way. That's the first major section of the brain that any signal flows through. I was stuck in the limbic section of my brain. I teach this. I know I was stuck. I couldn't use my whole brain until I did something different. Until I took a few breaths, until I just kind of sat, thought, reenacted it. I didn't have to do that more than once. It just took one time for me to realize where the keys were. Okay, so here I teach it, but I still stumble. I still stumble when really the emotions take over. So what do you do? What do you do when you've lost something? What do you do when you're frantic? How do you react? Can you recognize when your emotions have hijacked yourself? They've hijacked your brain. They've hijacked your actions. It's really important to take time to reflect back when you have moments like I do. Now, granted, watch this video and laugh. I'm thrilled that I can give you the opportunity to laugh, but also take the opportunity to reflect back on maybe sometimes that you weren't so proud of your actions and results, and it was probably as a result of your hijacked emotions. I hope, my friends, I hope that I've helped you think differently here today. I hope that I've been a little bit of laughter for you, but I hope that I've helped you think differently so that the next time you're frantic, you remember that you're not using your whole brain right now, and you need to do something different so that the whole brain engages. Be great, my friends. We'll see you next time.